Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Wolverine Blood Hunt, issue number one. This was a fantastic issue. But before we get into what the actual issue was, and before we even get to who made the comic book, I'm seeing here that Jeffrey Varege died. I've seen his name pronounced a couple different ways. He never actually told me the proper way to pronounce it. I don't think I've ever heard an interview with him where he said his name. Anyway, I don't remember, and I'm not really in the mood to go back and listen to some of those right now. Guy died. That's horrible. I remember actually talking to this guy when just on online the wasn't Twitter. Yes, it was. It's Twitter or his Instagram. I think it was Instagram. Anyway, it really breaks my heart. Such a regular guy who, it's funny. He never saw himself as some great artist. When I asked him about the Smithsonian stuff, he's just like, dude, I have no idea where this stuff came from. It is the craziest stuff imaginable. And to see his excitement and still trying to maintain humility during it, like, dude made it. And I mean, that's awesome. Got to work with Black Eyed Peas in that regard, working on uh, the original one was uh, I got Black Crow in my mind because I always Red Wolf. There we go. I knew it was a color. Anyway, I always wanted to work on a Black Crow. What if Captain America? Because the original idea was to have Captain America replaced by the Native American superhero Black Crow. He wound up getting an entirely different origin at one point. You can go and check out 10 Things About Black Crow explained in a minute on Comic Book University. But man, man, I'm telling you, just one of the absolute best artists out there for conceptual art, and it stinks. And I miss the idea that I'm not going to see any new art from this guy. That, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about this comic book, and hopefully we can get on a better note. So Tom Waltz is the writer. Juan Jose Rip is the artist. Color art, Guro Effects. Letters, VC's Corey Petit. Cover art by Ben Harvey. A couple of variant covers out there also, including Kevin Eastman and Paul Mounts working together. I have to see that one. Holy crap, that's awesome. So, fantastic book. Who is, there we go, editor, the standard editor, Mark Brasso. I'm going to give extra special credit to this dude because there were at least two. That's right, count them, two editor's notes in there referring to other issues of comic books that people can go back and read so that we keep the comic book industry alive. Those are the kind of editors that we need to keep, that we need to covet and hold on to and keep in these roles because hell's to the yes. We need to encourage more people like this doing more work like that. That's all I need to see to say that an editor is a damn good editor. Just one. And he's got at least two. Good job on you, bud. The script to this is actually deceptively simple while at the same time just being absolutely freaking awesome, man. You have got what do you call it? Wolverine goes to a bar. He's hanging out. These soldiers come in looking for him, but they're also vampires. He hesitates, as any good person should, because soldiers deserve an extra special, don't spit on them. It's not necessarily their fault. They're doing the best they can. And they're usually very, very young. I was 17 when I joined the military, right? Definitely didn't have my head all about me, So just be cool to soldiers, all right? It's not just three holidays a year concerning soldiers. It's actually a lifetime of debt owed to people. I'm not just saying me specifically, to soldiers, all soldiers, infantry or support, who have actually done what they can to keep this and other countries free. So there's that. So Wolverine has, and I like the idea that that happened. He goes and he has to kill them because they're vampires. It is what it is. At some point, awesome. And we get to see a lot of blood in this because it's technically not the soldiers' blood anymore. It's other people's blood because I'm sure they fed. They had to have fed. Once you lose your mind and you become enslaved to the vampire lord, then that shows that you already drank blood. You still have some control over yourself as long as you don't feed, right? From another human. Anyway, so much good in this comic book, man. Wolverine meets up with this one chick who I I know I read the first couple issues of the Wolverine series when it first came out. I don't recall what happened to him. I know it did have something to do with vampires. Apparently, there's one vampire chick who we met who was French, who used a crossbow, I guess. I don't know. And she shows up in this. I like seeing things like that. Even if I don't particularly remember the character, the idea that a character is being brought back, good job on Tom Waltz. Like, I love seeing even a minor recurring character or just a character who's going to recur once in a while. Stupid little things like that is all it really takes to give some kind of reward to the people who are coming back and reading your comic books and your characters at your company over and again. These are the kind of things that I enjoy seeing. At one point, I really don't want to give a spoiler in this, but when you see who's coming after Wolverine, and the fact that, I mean, there's only a couple of pages, only a couple panels afterwards, and you're just waiting to see the fangs. Sure enough, this character who comes back, who I'm not going to spoil, is in fact a vampire. And I think just about anybody who reads this is going to be like, hells yeah, it's about to get dirty. I'm really excited to see the next issue, to see what happens. It could be campy. It could be silly. It could, like, honestly, for the most part, I barely even care. Just the idea of how silly this concept is. I'm so it's not Deadpool. All right. So, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen next. This is what I want to see in a Wolverine mini series tied into as an ancillary to some greater story event going on. This is exactly what I want to see. He's separated from everybody else. Some random obscure character can come in to help out and whatnot, to lend the assist, right? And he's just going to go butt wild. Probably on her at some point too. And just so on and so forth. This, good stuff. Guys, make sure you pick up this comic book. Give it a whirl, right? At least find somebody you know who bought the comic book and give it a quick read. I think you're going to find some enjoyment in it. I don't know how the other ancillary issues are going right now, but this one, I mean, usually these things suck. Let's just be honest. I usually hate reading these, but it was like, it's Wolverine. I did just say that after that series ended with issue number 75, such a good issue. So the Sabretooth War, so solid. I got to get some more Wolverine. And if that means reading an ancillary to an event issue that is Wolverine titled, fine, I'll bite the bullet. And I actually liked this. I did. I really did. Check it out for yourself. See what I'm talking about. Also, like the video and watch an ad. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.